with Matt.
All right.
Yes.
Fun. All right, Napoleon Hill, self-confidence formula. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward its attainment, and I will hear now how long to surrender that action.
Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually produce themselves in outer physical action, and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts with 30 minutes daily upon the task of being the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know that the principal law of projection, any desire that exists in my mind, will eventually be expressed in the background needs to obtain the object back. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demand myself to develop self-confidence. Fourth, I know that the reality of my destiny in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall develop sufficient self-confidence for attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that no lawful position can lock the door unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I engage in no transaction which not has demonic effects. I will seek to direct myself accordingly to use and the cooperation of other people. I will consider serve me because I will serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude to others will never bring me success. I will cause others to live in me because I believe in them and in myself. I will assign my name in this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat aloud once a day with full faith that will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I become a self-reliant, successful person. Hoorah! Okay, 12-step formula. Oh, which one? Oh, sorry. Okay. 12-step formula. This is a 12-step formula system standard which, when followed in its access in a positive environment, guarantees 24 plus transactions annually and unprecedented personal growth and achievement. 1. I dedicate 1 hour daily towards building and checking my self-confidence. 2. I practice and internalize my self-skills for a minimum hour each day. 3. I contact my sphere of influence by mail, by phone, and or in person, and by email quarterly. 4. I make appointments with my third plus for 8 by phone and in person. 5. I follow all my contract duties daily. 6. I set aside appointments to me for buyers and sellers. 7. I completely pre-qualify 100% of my appointments. 8. I have appointments tended to make sure 100% are great. 9. I call my sellers weekly with acknowledgements every 3 weeks to demand 1%. 10. I sell 75% of my real estate inventory. 11. I return every time all contracts every fire date and insurance required. 12. I only provide qualified buyers who pre-qualified by a mortgage letter and assign a buyer broker agreement. I report commissions will not sign unless I inspect. I recognize and possess consistent action and outcomes. Therefore, I commit to follow every step of 12 success. Hey, Tony Robbins, now I am the voice. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I will create, not destroy. I am a force for good. I am a force for good. I am a leader. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Defy the odds. Vanity step. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up. Opening affirmations. I refresh the self first to get sold. I use information on how clients achieve their goals. I price my listings right. I focus on small wins every day. Real estate transactions are abundant in the market. My ability to make me succeed. I take stock and live step. I am a master of every situation. My calm is a shake because I live in integrity. I always have productive thoughts. I take action to carry my body. I start each day with abundance of energy. I am task oriented. I set clear priorities daily. I know I want to get. I attract and enjoy great friends and let them stay. My gratitude gives me the financial success. I think prosperous thoughts. I am prosperous. I spend my money wisely and I profit every day. Taking action is easy for me. I am here to start each day. I enjoy being debt-free. I exercise daily. I enjoy helping my clients succeed. I sell foods. I am a real estate expert. My advisor is a real estate expert. I am a professional. I am financially independent. I have commission meetings helping others. I have solutions. Profit is good for my business. I call inspire to sell others. Profit is easy for me. I enjoy clients with life. People are attracted to my enthusiasm. I use technology to succeed. I get others stronger than people I take. I am an outstanding salesperson. I'm a power lady. I know how to succeed. I keep power inside. Yes! Woo! Buddy,
Good game, guys. Good game. Yeah. All right. You did it. Oh, you want a hug? Yeah, I did it very well. Yeah. Well, like 1.5% of life. It might be bad on your end. It's supposed to be counterbalance. Counterweight. Maybe that's energy. Not even there. Okay. No. Have you guys seen the music video for this song? It's really funny. Those are Foo Fighters, right, Jeff? morning.
How is everyone?
Awesome. Good.
Good. Anybody want to share gratitude or victory? That's all smiles. You shared one with me last night.
Well, I'll just express gratitude quickly for our leadership. I ran into a problem that I felt needed to be addressed immediately yesterday, and I think I called 4, and I heard back from all 4, like quickly. Sorry, Russ. I knew you were teaching, so I didn't even try to call you.
I was going to say,
I don't want you to feel that now. And to be fair, Chris only called me back because he said it was a butt dial, but it still counts.
I called you back in the afternoon.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
But seriously, I mean, if you don't have experience in asking for help here, you get help. So I'm grateful for that.
I love it. Well, thank you. Do you mind if I share the one you shared with me last night?
Sure.
So, me and Matt were talking on our way home yesterday, and one of the things that he shared a gratitude for, and actually kind of goes into what I want to talk about today, is just the power of the scripts. And he was talking to me about how he called 2 individuals pre-qualifying, didn't use the script to the T, right, on the first one, and then used the script on the second one, and realized that the person wasn't actually motivated. And so I just think, it's one of my gratitudes, and I've really, hope I can do this without getting emotional. The last couple months have really gained a deep admiration for Mike and what he's taught me over the years. And that's our ability to communicate and be who we need to be. And I know I said it at the summit, but he has actually taught you that a canned presentation and a script actually allow, right? We often want to not use it because, well, it's not us, or we don't want to be that person, or whatever it is, right? But in reality, it allows you to be you. It allows you to not have to, like me and Matt were talking about last night, think about, oh, how am I going to handle that objection, and actually be able to be present with that person and be who you need to be for that person. And so just over the years, I've really recognized that what he's teaching you is a script, yes. It is so that you have that presentation. We often don't want to use it because our ego's in the way, right, of telling us that we're better than that or whatever it is. But I've realized over the years, by having that canned presentation, me and Chris even talked about this yesterday, having that, it really allows you to be present. It really does allow you to actually be who you are and to put a spin of Matt on it or whoever it is, right? And so I think just a gratitude for me too is you, again, reiterating that and you recognizing that yesterday of how much it actually can do for you. So, any other, Chris?
Just to add to what you said,
Yeah.
when she says it allows you to be you, it allows you to listen.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time you have all these thoughts being around your head, what do I say, and all of this stuff, but when you have something prepared, and it allows you to listen, which allows you to be you. So.
It's interesting you say that, Chris, because just last week I was actually what we'll be going through today is going with the objection handlers with some of the agents in California, and she's like, hey, can you come listen to my recording? I recorded it and I want your opinion on it too. So I sat and I listened to her recording. It was only about 3 minutes long, and I was like, you could have closed 3 times, easy. And she's like, what? And I'm like, and what her coach is helping her focus on is repeating and affirming, right? And how repeating and affirming, and I said, if you're truly focusing on repeating and affirming what they're saying to you, it actually allows you to listen to that individual. Not only does it allow you to listen to them, you actually know what their true objection is, right? It allows you to actually listen for the details of, okay, is it really that they want to save money, or, right, this gentleman, I mean, he didn't even care about paying a commission, but decided because his home had expired, wanted to list it with a company called Purple Bricks, which is like a Redfin or things like that up here. Yeah, or Homey up here.
Purple birds?
It's called Purple Bricks.
Oh, birds. What?
So it's a flat fee company, right, where the seller can pay and just pay the flat fee to have it listed, so like a Homey or something like that in our market. And it was interesting because the guy was he's like, I don't care if I have to pay a commission. He didn't care. That wasn't what it was. It was just that he wanted somebody to do the job, But she, again, wasn't repeating and affirming, so she wasn't actively listening through the process. So, okay, so what are the 4 key elements to building rapport? Okay. Asking questions. Okay, that's the process of it, right?
Trust.
I love it. All of the things that I think rapport leads to, right, is us getting to that. So the 4 key elements to building rapport: repeat and affirm. And we repeat and affirm because we actively listen. right? It's causing us to not only actively listen, it's actually allowing us, again, to know what question we need to ask next in the script. Okay, the second one is your tonality. Okay, so just a few things that we were going over down there from the simple things of on the phone. If you're matching the tonality, right, is maybe, for an example, I'm obviously a high level expressive, so I'm fast, I'm, you know, I'm loud, right, all those things. So if I answer the phone and I'm being that, how do you match that tonality so that you actually can build rapport right away? Okay, another way is mirror and matching. Your third thing is mirror and matching. Right, so Leslie, you know this over the years, right? Mirror and matching not only their language, okay? So another thing that if we're actually listening to the people, we can actually mirror and match their language. So for an example, I was talking to an agent that he was talking to a CPA, right? And so it was very easy for him to talk to the CPA, delivering numbers, being who it is. Again, that goes into the personality styles. But he said, I use words like systems, processes, things like that, right? Because that would be that person's language. Okay, so I just obviously applauded him for using the language. But another way of this is when they're first answering the phone, or when we're face-to-face with a mirror and matching, we can mirror and match their body language, we can mirror and match all of those things. But for an example, if I say hello on the phone, Matt, and you immediately say hi, I'm out of rapport. Okay, so if somebody picks up the phone and they go, hello, I'm going to go, hello, and I'm going to say it in the tonality they said it, and I'm going to say it in their language they said it. Okay, because remember, especially on the phone, it's that first 15 to 20 seconds that we're wanting to build that rapport. Okay, so it's not that you have to do it throughout the whole thing, it's making sure you're being who you need to be in that first 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, so repeat and affirm, tonality, mirror and match, and then the last one is the rate of speech. Okay, so your rate of speech, again, I'm a fast talker, so if I get somebody on the phone who's a fast talker, I'm going to match their rate of speech, right? If I have somebody, for an example, and this goes again into the personality styles, if I have an amiable, amiables are often slow speakers, so I'm going to slow down my speech. I'm going to match their rate of speech, right? A driver is going to be very direct, so I'm going to be very direct in my rate of speech, things like that. So again, they all kind of play into things, but as we're doing objection handling, and one of the things, and you guys have seen this, right? When we role played, whether George is doing it, Rick's doing it, or others are doing it, you watch how easy they flow in and out of things, right? And it goes back to these key elements of rapport, repeating and affirming. You said you had to be in LA in 90 days, correct? Fantastic. What's taking you to LA? Okay, so you're going to go through that and just make sure that you're actually matching their language.
So it's konnichiwa. It's konnichiwa. We said match their language.
Yeah.
That might get me in trouble.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Rick, because I was just watching. Has anybody watched Suits?
Suits?
Okay, I'm obsessed with that show, just for the record. I don't watch TV at all, but for some reason my sister mentioned it, and she's like, I think you'd like it, because it's all about law and attorneys and all that kind of stuff, and that's what I was going to go to school for. And so I started watching it, and it's interesting because they were preparing for a big client. And one of the attorneys comes in and he goes, what are you doing? And this guy had brought in just like placemats and, you know, all this stuff because the client was Japanese, I think, or something like that, Asian of some culture, right? And the client walks in and immediately feels the rapport from him.
That's awesome.
And immediately signs the contract, and he was like a multi-million-dollar client. And the guy was like, oh, wait, right? But again, it goes back to the rapport techniques and things like that. Anyway, so what I want to do is I want us to go through the listing presentation, because I think it's been a while since we've chanted through it. And then I actually want us to jump into the objection handlers. So again, just you guys, as you're going through these, and we'll form a circle as we do the objection handlers, because I want you to pay attention. Are you repeating and affirming? So I want us to do the round robin that we normally do. Jeff, I want you to call on Matt. Matt, you're going to give them the objection, and then Matt, you're going to repeat and affirm. And through your objection handling, I want you to actually pay attention to your rapport techniques. Okay, are you mirroring matching his tonality? Are you actually, you know, the words maybe that he might use, things like that. Okay, So everybody stand up.
60.
Why do we stand up, you guys, when we're chanting and scripting? Why do you stand when you prospect?
Energy, emotion.
Love it. The energy of your body is a lot better than when I'm sitting down like this. The energy of my body is sloped, and you're actually, again, energy and enthusiasm is what leads you to that setting. So page 60. We're going to go through the 1 minute listing presentation. So another thing in regards to what paying attention to, for an example, your rate of speech, in the making sure that you're using these rapport techniques, is you're going to use your upswings and your downswings, right? And you're in the scripting. So an upswing creates doubt or question in the mind of the client. A downswing is going to create authority and a question in the mind of the client. So that's the very reason I'd like to get together what works better for you, afternoons or evenings. Okay, you're going to use a downswing as an expressive. My natural ability, or what I wanted to do, is I'd always upswing after. I'd say, Matt, what works better for you, afternoon or evenings? There's no authority in that, right? So again, make sure you're using your authority by using your downswings and your upswings by creating doubt and question.
If there's a question at the end, do you want to have it down or up?
It depends on what question it is.
Do you mind if I take a quick look at your home?
Do you mind if I could take a quick look at your home?
Yeah,
no.
and come
it's a
up.
downswing. You want to create authority.
Okay, so you want to have authority in the questions.
This is
on that specific one, and that the reason for that is
That's the reason I asked that question.
The reason for that is you want to create authority. You're not really asking them if they can take a quick look at their home. You're wanting to take a quick look at their home.
Okay.
Right? So again, it's a great perspective. Is when do you use your upswings and your downswings?
Yes, that's the question.
Okay.
I understand the authority of the downswing, but I don't know when you want to use the upswing.
You have authority.
So we're going to go through the one list. Chris, did you have a question?
No, this is huge, guys. I hope you're listening to this. Like, I mean, I don't use that word often, huge, but this is a big deal. I hope you're listening to this, and this is also why you record your calls. You're going to hear yourself do the upswing, downswing, like in almost every single question. So hearing this is going to seriously unlock like a lot of conversations for you guys. Just know that this is really important. That's all I want to say. It's really important.
So no, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. So just for an example, we're going to go through the 1 minute listing presentation, right? So on the first question, do you absolutely have to sell your home?
No.
We don't want to have question in the mind of the client, right? So it's, do you absolutely have to sell your home? Do you see? And it's not that you have to necessarily change who you are. You're just downswing. I'm creating authority. Yes. I want them to say yes, right? So I'm not going to go, do you absolutely have to sell your home? Well, no, we don't really have to sell it. Okay, so remember, it's a lot of NLP techniques, right? But it's downswing, upswing. So creating authority versus creating doubt. I always will say when you want to use a question. So, Chris, what made you decide to use that agent? I'm going to use an upswing, right? Because I wanted to create doubt of why they decided to use that agent if it was an expired listing. Does that make sense? So again, question in the mind of the client or doubt in the mind of the client. Downswing when you're wanting to create authority. Okay, so those of you who were at the sales talk that was just a couple weeks ago, you guys got to see a lot of this through your presentation. Another thing is you're going through your scripting. The ... is a pause because you're wanting to create thought as you're going through it. Okay, so it's a pause. So not a long pause, just a quick pause. Okay, so let's chat through the 1 minute listing presentation. Knock, knock.
Hi.
Thanks again for having me over. I'm excited about getting your home on the market and getting it sold. Do you mind if I take a quick look at your home? I wrote down 3 very important questions for you. Number 1, do you absolutely have to sell your home? Number 2, do you want me to handle the sale for you? No, that's 3. Number 2, will you price range to sell, or you want to keep it on the market for a long period of time? Price to sell? Great. And number 3, do you want me to handle the sale for you? Yes? Fantastic. All we need now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Yes, we'll sign the contract. Okay, so let's go through the next side of it. So, the CMA listing presentation. So, George, at the end of my presentation tonight, 1 of 3 things will happen. Number 1, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me, or
Or,
Number 2, you'll decide not to list your home with me. Or, number 3, I'll decide not to take your listing. Anyone is fine. Let's quickly take a moment to review the questions I asked you over the phone. You said you're moving to LA, right? You said you're because of your job transfer. You said you had to be there in 90 days, correct? You want to price your home at $300,000, right? And you said you owe $100,000. Is that right? Now, you were planning on selling yourself, were you? Terrific. Are you interested in selling financing, or do you want your money out? Wonderful. Now, there are only 2 issues we have to look at tonight. Number 1, your motivation to sell this home, and number 2, the price you set on your home. I prepared what we call comparative market analysis, and there are 2 parts to this research. Part 1 we call fantasy land, which what homeowners list homes for. Part 2 we call reality. It's what real estate agents list to sell homes for. So we're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. The purpose of a comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of the buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value? Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it to the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense? Good. For example, if you were to purchase a new car and one dealership had the car for $20,000 and the other dealership had the same car for $20,000, but it had a CD player and fancy rims, which would be more valuable? But if the first dealership put the car with no CD player and rims on sale for $15,000, which would be $1.20 then? Why? So, you can see that if you want to increase value, lower the price, or add more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense? Good. So, unless you're planning on adding more features and benefits to your home, are you? No? Price is the only issue. May I show you what I mean? This home is just like yours. How many bedrooms? How many baths? How many square feet? Do you know this neighborhood? Have you seen this house? This house is better than yours. This house is very similar to yours. Oh, this house is very similar to yours. What price are they asking? Look how long it's been on the market. You need to be in LA in 90 days, right? What price do you feel you should use to create value in the eyes of the buyer and get someone to buy your home versus the competition? Now that we've seen these prices, I'm going to recommend a price of $275,000. Will you, George, list your home with me for that price tonight? All we need now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Yes, it will. Sign the contract. Good job, guys. Woo! Thoughts or questions to it? Too much energy. Maya, I love it. Okay, page 66. So let's quickly form a circle because we have a few minutes. I just want to go through some objection handling. Okay, so we're going to do what we've done in round robin. And those of you who are new to it, go ahead and here's your book. Okay, the whole idea is to just get you in the habit of this. So let's start off. So Matt, we want to give you only 30 to 90 day listings.
I'm really excited you brought that up. I'm sorry.
Hold on, pause. Remember, we're going to use the repeat and affirm.
Okay.
Right, you're going to use the technique of the report.
Okay.
You only want to give me a 30 to 90 day listing.
Okay.
I'm so excited you brought that up.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to get in the habit as we're doing this. Repeat and affirm, tonality, mirror and match my language, pay attention to your key building report elements.
Okay.
Okay? So, Matt, we only want to give you a 30 to 90 day listing.
You only want to give a 30 to 90 day listing. Okay, great. Well, I'm really excited you brought that up. I won't do that. Our company policy is 6 months. Therefore, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract. That way, I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yes, it will.
What do I do?
You
I've
throw
never
one.
done this.
So you're going to throw. So it's a round robin, so you're going to
Sign the
throw.
contract. All right. And then I just pick anything?
So you're going to use any of the 12 objection handlers and you're going to
So
throw it at a
do this too, also, if you would, for those who have never done this.
point out the objection number so they can follow along?
Okay, Linda,
Oh.
number
what's
6.
up?
We'd love to use you, but I've got a really good friend in the business.
Whoa, Matt, you have a really good
Just one.
friend in the business, and almost everyone does. So I'm really excited you brought that up. I can appreciate that. So let me ask you, do you absolutely have to sell this home, or are you just looking to do your friend a favor?
Great question. I really do need to sell the home.
Obviously, you had me out here for a reason, right?
Yes, yeah, I did.
Do you feel I can sell your home?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want and the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yeah, it will.
Sign it.
Okay.
Great job. Repeat and affirm throughout. Thank you. Jeff.
Yeah, you gotta tell me.
Number 4.
Wouldn't it be nice if the client would do that?
We want to list high. Really high. We can just.
So high.
Linda, I'm so glad that you brought that up.
Repeat
and affirm. So you want to list high. I get it. And Linda, I'm so glad that you brought that up. I understand why you want to list high, to leave room for negotiating. And have you considered the problems that creates for you? Most people won't ever bother looking at properties that are priced too high. Would you rather have a bidding war on your home, or would you not have the opportunity to negotiate offers at all?
Oh man, that's tough. But what happens if we get less than what our home is worth?
I would just say you don't have to accept it, right? Is that right?
So, I would answer that. I would say, so Linda, what happens if you were to get less than what your home is worth? Linda, the great thing about the market is that it never is going to allow me to sell your home for less than it's worth, and it's never going to allow me to sell it for more than it's worth. Right? So I always say, can I help you understand something? You know what my biggest concern is, Linda, with consumers, is they have this misunderstanding that agents are actually the one who run the market. So can I share with you why it's important that you understand that the market will never allow me to sell it for more than it's worth, and it will never allow me to sell it for less than it's worth. Can I tell you why? And then I'll go, well, yeah, or what, or, right? And then you'll go, because the appraisal. If the appraisal comes in, right, and it's more than it's what they are offering, either you or somebody else is going to have to bring in the money. And then also, if the appraisal comes in and it's less, they can come back and negotiate the sale of your home.
So go ahead and sign the contract.
All right.
It threw us off. Okay, anyway, Jeff, throw another one.
Cobb, 5A, my friend. We want to sleep on it.
You want to sleep on it? I'm so excited that you brought that up. You're right. It is a big decision, isn't it?
Yep.
Yet the decision must be based upon what you want, correct? Let's do this. Sign the contract tonight, contingent upon your approval within 24 hours. That way we both win. Can I tell you how? You have 24 hours with no pressure, so you can feel comfortable and sleep on it tonight. Then I'll call you in the morning, and you simply tell me yes or no.
Cool.
If you say no, I'll rip up the contract and you have no obligation. If you say yes, I'll begin marketing your property immediately. Either way, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract, so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract.
Won't that be great?
Great.
Right, you're creating authority at that. You don't want to create doubt, you want to create authority. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
It's like a sharp.
Actually, you want to do it like you're.
Won't that be great?
So I married
I'm
next.
creating authority.
Won't that be great?
Okay, great job. Okay,
So I
throw the
married
next
Yeah,
one.
she did like this.
Yeah, but it's so I married next word.
Throw somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Give it April.
Timbra. Another agent said they'd get me more money.
That's not true.
Number 7, sorry.
Lies. Cobb, another agent said they could get you more money. And I'm excited that you brought that up. I can appreciate that, and what you probably don't understand is this. An agent who will list your property high and overpriced assumes that they can take your listing now and then they can start beating you up on price month after month after month after month. Is that what you want?
No.
No, who would? They're afraid to tell you the truth up front. And Cobb, do you want the truth?
Of course.
Of course you do. Let's do the right thing. Oh wait, yeah. Let's do the right thing now and simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
That would
Do. Miss Timber, throw somebody.
All right.
Very good.
Amaria. Well, we really want to save the commission and do it ourselves.
What number is that?
Oh, 3.
Oh, 3. Timbra.
What?
You want to sell it on your own and save the commission.
I do.
Right? I'm so excited you brought that up. I agree you can save the commission by selling it yourself. Are you aware that over 300 homes, 2,200 homes are for sale?
Whatever you're saying, you're lying to me.
Last month, only 1,500 actually sold.
I was not aware of that.
That's a 1 month supply of homes, even if no homes come on the market. And last month, 1,000 homes went on the market.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean for me?
And what's worse is that the fact that only 2% of for sale by owners sell themselves, and the remaining 98% are listed and sold by real estate agents.
Really?
Can you afford to have only 2% chance of selling your home?
I cannot.
Oh, well, let's do the right thing and simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. That would be great.
It would be awesome.
Sign the contract.
You see how that she did that? She used an upswing. Can you afford to have a 2% chance of selling your home? And then she went into the downswing. Okay, so again, you guys, these statistics are sent out to you. Do you know them? We talked about that the other day. I think, Matt, you even brought it up. Do you know your statistics? When you're out in the market, are you actually knowledgeable enough? They're sent out to you guys. They're monthly sent out to you. So make sure that you're reviewing the things that Gretchen is sending to you. Okay, go ahead, Amari.
Russ.
Yes. I'm so excited you brought that
Number 2. We're thinking about going with Coldwell Banker.
You're thinking about going with Coldwell Banker?
We've never heard of your company.
You've never heard of us? Really? It's interesting. I'm so excited you brought that up. I can understand your concern, and I think you realize that it's not a company. A company doesn't sell a home, right? It's the individual agent's activities. Do you feel I can sell your home?
Yes.
Yes? Terrific. All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so that I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yes.
Great. Sign the contract.
He's had a red.
What about energy?
Are we not supposed to have energy?
No, I love that.
Yeah.
It is exactly.
Yeah.
So, April, what do you do to sell homes?
I'm so excited you brought that up.
Number 9.
That's a valid concern, and let me ask you, are you aware that there are 2 kinds of agents?
No?
There are passive and active
Really?
agents. I am an active agent, meaning when you list your home with me, I will actively and aggressively market your home to the public. Is that what you want?
For sure.
Do you understand what a passive agent is?
No, not really.
A passive agent will put a sign up in your yard, maybe they'll put it up on the internet, maybe hold an open house. Basically, they're waiting for you. We're waiting for buyers to call them. Where an active agent will actively be calling people and trying to get somebody into your home. Is that what you want?
For sure.
Great. All we need to do now is sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
That'd be fantastic. Awesome. Thank you.
Good job, April.
Good job.
Killer.
I forgot I have to do that.
People over here. What's your
What's
name?
Braden?
Which one's not done?
Aaron.
Aaron?
I haven't yet. Braden.
Braden, and
Right here, what's yours?
Okay,
Bianca. Okay.
Bianca.
Oh, don't pick on her, she's like boring. No,
Okay.
throw her into it. It's okay, just.
Would you like to try it?
Oh, yeah.
Bianca, number 8, you haven't sold any homes in my area.
So I haven't sold any homes in your area.
That's
I'm so
true.
excited that you know that. That's a valid concern. The obvious reason you'll choose The obvious reason you'll choose me now is that my company has sold for sale all over the community. Meaning, when you sign the contract tonight, we can expose your property to potential buyers from all over the area. Do you realize how important that kind of exposure is? Now, isn't that what you want?
Yeah, it is.
Of course it is. Therefore, all we need to do is simply sign the contract, so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yes. I
Sign
will
the
sign
contract.
it.
Nice.
First deal.
First deal.
Got it.
Did it.
First deal.
You got Braden and you got
Aaron.
Okay.
So, do 10.
Yeah, great.
10.
10-8.
I don't even know what I would use as an example. The other agent said he would
Wear a
Cut their
sandwich board.
commission. They would
Wear
cut
a
their commission.
sandwich board.
cut commission.
Okay.
Wear a sandwich
So
board.
another agent spoke and said that they would cut commission,
I just
right?
get stupid stuff.
So I can appreciate that. May I tell you why that makes me nervous?
Yes.
If other agents do not have the courage to stand up to you regarding their own worth, how strong could they possibly be defending you? And the price we set for your home at $200,000, I have that courage. Do you feel I can sell your home?
Yes.
Terrific. All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yes, I would.
Let's sign the contract.
Throw one, Braden, to Aaron.
Okay. Aaron?
Give him the hardest part.
You're looking for the hardest one.
You just do 10.
Number 10 sounds good.
You gotta say it to him.
Number 10? I'll give it to you.
Which one? Or not?
We want you to cut your commission to 4%. Can you do that, Aaron?
You want me to drop it down to 4%? I'm so excited you brought that up. No, I won't.
Any other questions?
Good, that's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
That's the
You got
first time I
Jim?
saw when you did it.
Over here.
Yeah, Jim or
One of
Brad.
these two.
All right, let's
Jim or
do
Brad. Jim or Brad.
let's do Jim.
I don't know.
All right.
You can have to.
I was like, I'm not sure which one's which. All right, let's try.
Which number
Let's do number 9.
Just sign the contract. and then
All right, Jim, what do you do to sell homes?
I'm excited you brought that up. That's a valid concern. And let me ask you, are you aware there are two kinds of real estate agents?
No.
There are passive and active. I'm an active agent, meaning when you sign a contract, I will spend all of my time actively marketing your home and exposing it to other active agents in town. Isn't that what you want?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, that's
Yes.
Yes, we'll sign the contract. No, we want to practice this. You want someone who will work actively and aggressively to get your home sold, right?
Yes.
Terrific. All we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yes.
Throw in a Brad real quick, Jim.
Who needs-
Right here.
Brad. Next door neighbor here. What else?
Thank you. Don't go easy on him, Brad.
Let's see.
Start bringing mine.
Well, you haven't sold many homes in my area.
I haven't sold any homes in your area. I'm excited you brought that up. That's a valid concern. The obvious reason you'll choose me is that my company has homes for sale all over this area. Meaning that when you sign the contract tonight, we can expose your property to buyers from all over the area. Do you realize do you realize how important that kind of exposure is?
Yes, I can see that makes sense.
Now, isn't that what you want? Of course it is. Therefore, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
That'd really be just what I want.
Sign the contract.
All right.
Okay, you guys. So again, just as you're going through this process, remember, it's repeating and affirming. So this is a great example, right? Repeat and affirm throughout the whole thing. So you're actually listening to the person. Especially to those of you who are newer to it, it will make it more, it won't make it as noticeable that you're newer to it and you're not going to just go on to the next thing and, oh wait, you already gave me that answer. You just gave me that answer 2 seconds ago, right? So make sure you're repeating and affirming so that you're actively listening to the person. Number one, it makes them feel that you're actually listening to them. And then number two, it is causing you, while you're learning the scripts, it's causing you to stop and actually think what they're actually saying to you. Okay? Yes?
One more thing. So, if you're having a hard time with the tonality of your voice, where we talked about, it sounds like some people were talking about when do I go up and when do I go down and how does that work? Picture, put yourself in a situation where it's someone you're very familiar with, family, your kids. I think of my kids. If I went to my kid and I said, is it maybe okay if you clean your room? Like, they would never do it, right? So just think about, put yourself in the situation like having a conversation. If you're going through the script, do it to your husband, wife, kids, something like that, and that'll help you realize where the tone of your voice needs help. So.
And I love it, Chris. And it, again, just it's the importance of our role play, right? Why we do this on a daily basis. But one of the things too is if you guys haven't played it, play the question game. Like Chris is saying, play the question game where you're asking a question, you repeat and affirm what she says back to you, and then the other person, so Matt and Jeff, you were doing this together, she's going to ask me a question, but she's going to repeat and affirm me first, then ask me another question and get you in that habit of doing it too. So, okay? Awesome. Okay, let's close out. Let's you go ahead and start by typing.
We're going to have a fun question game later.
You go ahead and start.
All right, let's get started. I succeed because I have my goals. I have confidence. I like talking to people. I know what's important to me. I remember people's names. I have a daily plan I follow. I am passionate about real estate.
I know consistency is my greatest tool. I like asking questions, listening. I enjoy reading to improve my sales skills. My philosophy, my emotions, passions, and goals. I focus on my dreams daily. My presentation is powerful, persuasive. I improve my real estate. I am happy. I love prospecting to feed my business. I see my future is awesome. I love my life. I am grateful and thankful. I control my thinking. I believe in me. I feel outstanding. I answer things without receipt daily. I get things done. I provide customer service. I drink water daily. I connect people. People love me. I love others. I am committed to the time of my daily schedule. I prospect daily. I set appointments daily. I am a master persuader. I achieve my goals. I'm a real estate rock star. I am passionate about my life. I live every day with purpose. I am confident in my sales skills. I know my destiny. I am healthy and strong. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. I keep positive. I am fine for that. That's not at all.
Yes. 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 Party where